What's up, boys? Today we're going to be trying to do a full BUZZSAW drone build. So we're going the maintenance worker over here to get access to all of the drones, and I'm mainly trying to build around the cryo drone overclock personal space invaders. It makes your drones circle much closer to you. I think it's down to minus 65% range now in the new patch, and I believe it also gives you +3 drones to help out a bit, since that makes it much harder to actually hit enemies with it. But the hope is that I'll get a bunch of extra drones and they'll just instantly freeze and sort of buzzsaw anything that gets close to me. So I'm going to also need to get some tankiness, probably through artifacts, and maybe a gold scanner as well would be nice so we can get some extra armor and HP. And the drones that start off that seek out enemies, like the Firefly and the Acid drone, you can also get the defensive behavior chip for them to cause them to circle you, and I believe those now give you +2 drones on those ones. So you can get a pretty large amount of drones by changing the behavior of them to not be as useful, but it'll kind of fit the build, so we're gonna do that. Also, the Firefly drone's mining effects was buffed by 100% in the patch, so we can potentially get to that as well. And that would actually probably go pretty nicely with the circling effect and a bunch of extra drones on top of that. Okay, Cryo Guard. Probably one of the weaker ones we could start with, but I'll go ahead and start pumping the levels on that. So we'll take the blue mining speed. Potency. So scanners, red sugar would be nice. Gold scanner, that's a good one. I'll take some HP here since we need plenty of tankiness. Reload, not the greatest, but I want the levels for it.
Just what the doctor ordered.
There is the redesigned disposable tech overclock for all those drones that I mentioned earlier as well, where you can invert the lifetime on them, and then when they fade, they'll create an elemental ground effect wherever they died, as well as doing a bit of explosive damage there. Ooh, double shellback. That is gonna be very difficult for just a crappy little cryo drone. We're gonna have to go for some rocks on these guys in a little bit. It'd be best if I could keep them together, so that it'll be easier to pull that off as well. Where are the rocks at? Do a couple taps on that to try and prime it a bit.
Yeah.
Exemplary work. You've achieved your objective in record time.
I'll take an overclock here, I suppose, see if we can get anything decent. Electrical. This could actually be kind of bad if I end up with the electrical drone, because we would be focusing just 2 of the weapons with those upgrades. So I think I'm fine with some extra bouncing and plasma here. I kind of want to just upgrade all of the drones at the same time if possible, more so than just a gun platform and an electric drone. I'll just go for some on that one guy. If we can at least get one of them down, then I'll have a lot more room to move around. My god, stop. Cryo drone. Well, the plasma should at least be decent in such tight quarters. We can get lots of bounces all over the place. I should be getting close to a 3rd weapon soon, hopefully. Okay, I guess we'll try and keep the cryo drones on them for a bit, since those circle at a fixed distance. There's some more rocks up here. Let's get the paint job into an overclock. Okay, this is the one. Minus 65% range. I believe it was minus 50% before the patch, but also gives a very nice +2 drones now. It's going to be kind of hard to hit them with it, but it will at least sort of let them orbit quicker, since they're closer to you, I think. So if we can stay close, it does potentially give more damage. Firefly drone, that's great. That will seek them out currently, and also have pretty good baseline damage. Get some big cryo drone damage here. Take a level for that. Try and get some levels off of these. Reload on both of those.
Threat level keeps increasing. You need to work faster.
I'm gonna get some big damage on him here. Take the drone level, and then see if we still have time for the nitra up here. Okay. I think he's low enough now. I guess I'll take a purple just in case we do end up going for the disposable tech on that as well. That would make it a pretty important stat at that point. But otherwise it's not too impactful because the drones typically have about 80% uptime by default, and you're probably going to get some of that just from leveling them anyways. Let's go for the paint job to get the overclocks going a bit faster. Damage into an overclock. Okay, so this is what the other one that I mentioned, the defensive ship. It turns them into a similar version to the baseline for the cryo and the electric, and you get 2 extra drones, which is very nice to help offset the huge penalty of that. But it makes them sort of a buzzsaw effect as well to fit the build. Drone level. Lifetime is not really the greatest unless we get the aggro chip, but I'd prefer to go for like +1 drones if possible. So we'll go there, probably that for a level. Paint job for the turret is nice. That gets us an overclock, and it'll free stuff pretty quickly. Okay, so between these, I don't think I'm going to go aggro, although it might actually be kind of funny with that. But I think we're going to take this to create ice puddles on the ground, and then I'm not going to go for lifetime at all, just reload speed, so that we can actually increase the uptime on that a bit. So it's probably about 3 to 4 times that, which isn't too bad. I'll get a little bit of mining here, try and find some good global stuff. Definitely lock a +1 there.
This is a simple mining mission. Get it done, miner.
But really I was hoping to get the other +1 drones basic overclock there. So yeah, it looks like there's a little bit of an ice explosion there, which can help freeze stuff and increase my AoE damage a bit.
Big swarm detected. Lock up and get ready. Supply pod prepped. Clear out the landing zone and triangulate your position so it can land.
Big damage, yep. See if we can get some explosions on these guys to slow them down a bit. I don't really love any of these. That's not terrible. Let's see what else we got. If we can get some scanners early on. Well, it's just an XP scanner. I think I will take the ration pack. That's just a lot of survivability for a very close range build here. And then we're looking for hopefully the acid drone, but maybe the electrical. Okay. I guess electrical it is.
Look at it go.
Paint job. I think we're going to push those past 18 eventually, so let's get some nice armor here to go with the ration pack. So the electrical has a lot less access to sources of plus drones. The acid one can get the defensive chip there for +2, and then I think +3 drones at level 18. And the electrical one doesn't have access to either of those, so that's a lot less drones there. But it does naturally circle around you like the cryo drone, so you don't have to take a basic overclock for that. But I think the basic overclocks are also just not as good on it.
Let's show them some fire.
Big status damage for those two, I suppose that's fine.
Legendary. It's my lucky day.
Try and avoid the magnet for a bit later. Oh yeah, I guess I'll see how big the damage is in close range now. If we can get him to stop somewhere close to me at some point. Big crit damage, that's fine. Get some explosions on him, a little bit of close range damage, and then we kite for a bit to try and drop some rocks on him. Let's go for the potency here, I think.
This one's so mean. One down.
Okay, got some big shots on the shellback, he's low enough now. Let's go for the damage here, I think. Finish him off with some close range cryo drones. Then we just have the flyer to deal with now. That'll be much easier to kite.
This one makes
Big
me wanna be
potency.
a better dwarf. Go.
You're really pissing off the bugs. They're getting angrier.
I think we're just going to focus on getting as much gold and resources here as possible, since the single target damage is still a bit weak. Drone level.
That level keeps rising. You have to move, miner. Objective completed, miner. Get to the drop pod before it heads back to orbit.
Damage, potency. Let's really pump up the cryo drone, I think, since that's the focus of the builds. More cryo, but it's reload. I'll get some damage here. And then potency, now we'll take a big crit damage. Reload is fine, sure. I'll take some reloads here. Decent status, we'll take that again. And I can't really go for the lifetime since we took the disposable tech on that. It'll actually lower the uptime now. Grab some crits here.
Gotta move on, miner.
Reload, sure.
Just what the doctor ordered.
That elite never stood a chance. I will see to it there is a beer on the house when you make it back. If you make it back.
I don't think that's that great. We'll definitely grab that. Some pickup.
I knew today was gonna be good. Let me try again.
Luck, definitely. Can't really get a ton here, so I'll just grab some gold stuff and leave for now. I might actually save that since I think damage is one of the better ones and we need levels there still.
There's beasties to shoot and work to be done. Get to it, miner.
It's quiet. Almost too quiet.
So that starts at 2 drones by default, huh? That's kind of low.
for your life. A big swarm is approaching. We got too much clutter for the supply pod to land. Do something.
Big drone damage, yep. I feel like kind of soon we might need some way to, like, at least one time reroll the overclocks you're offered on weapons. With the number of them that we're starting to get, and some of them having, like, 3 unstable overclocks. Ow. Pretzel is nice, actually. But I kind of want to see if we can get another scanner would be nice. Or a weapon box. We could get another drone. Or we could get the cryo grenade, which freezes stuff, but adds some cryo upgrades, which I don't really want. That's kind of just better since we're really focusing the drones. But I could also get some mining on that, so close enough. May as well.
Big swarm detected. Vagabond, get ready. A swarm is heading your way. Load up.
You fuck that. Alien, go.
Drone reloads.
Never felt better.
Objective completed. Excellent job.
Big damage for the cryo. Try and get some damage on him every time he stops for a bit.
Feel much better now.
Decent armor, yeah, we'll take that for the tankiness.
Let's show them some pie.
This is growing out of hand. Get it done, miner.
We can finish that off. I actually forget what it has at 18. Let's go ahead and see what's over there. Ooh, 3 drones. This kind of fits as well when you take damage, but 3 is just so many. We're at 6 even with that, so at least a 50% increase. That's pretty solid.
Deployment not great.
Big paint shop, see what we got here. Okay, no mining, so I guess we'll probably just go for the following me. That'll make them kind of like a drone. Just have all of my constructs always next to me. We don't want those, so more potency it is.
You need to move it. The bugs are evolving.
I could have actually gotten a blue crate there if I killed them slightly faster. Oops.
part before it heads
luck
back to orbit.
to help us get more +1 drones upgrades.
Think you can kill me? Think again.
Potency into an overclock. We don't want that one, so potency it is.
Lemon.
Stage 3 completed. Remember to mine for minerals as you progress deeper.
Damage into an overclock. Ooh, that's tough. How many is it? 4? I think I'm gonna try the mining, especially since we have a gold scanner here.
Bit of extra kicking.
Reloads. We're kind of light on nitro. Let's see what else we got before going for
Better
that.
dwarf than yesterday. Show me more.
Drone damage. I guess we will grab some of those since we have the disposable
You don't see these every
on
day.
the main one.
Try again.
Big paint job looks nice.
If it looks good, it
Then
shoots
that's
better.
about
Everyone
it
knows
here. I'm not super concerned about those since we couldn't get the mining.
We've got work to do and quotas to meet. You have your objectives.
that. I'm wondering if fighting bugs and moving dirt is the best way to make a living.
Yeah, the mining on the Firefly was buffed by 100% in the patch. So it looks like 1 pass is almost enough to get the rocks, and 2 definitely is. Paint job, sure.
Feels like a brand new gun now. Took out a loot bug.
That is a massive gold vein, wow. Let's use the Fireflies to help out a bit with that. If I can actually not scare that guy away, I can maybe drop the rocks to kill him a bit faster. Nah, I'm not quite in range.
Prepare to fight for your life. The big swarm is approaching.
Oh, I can actually stand right on top of them and have all of the explosions go off together.
Rare stuff.
And a gold scanner on stage 4 from the loot hoarder is fantastic.
Think you can kill me? Well, think again.
Swarm's heading your way. Load up.
No, we'll take a level here to get that one up a bit.
Loot bug, open.
The supply pod LC is blocked. Please clear it out.
See if we can freeze them and run through real quick.
Objective completed.
Bring it back on.
Big swarm detected. Lock up and get ready.
Oh god, that's so many shellbacks.
There you go. Delivery of all resupply for you.
Good thing we have some decent tank stats. I actually don't mind the red sugar, but this might be too good with 2 gold scanners. Actually, both of these. Okay, let's go with the pay to win so that I can freely spend my resources with no real downside, and then we'll hope for that later on, I think.
Yeah. Wait for it. Oh yeah.
Let's go with the lowest level weapon here. I can probably go for a pretty big crate if we set off the detonators right on top of them. Not quite. Probably better to just get a ton of gold now then. Big damage. It's not actually very good, but whatever. I guess you can't really scale up the mining speed of the Firefly drones any. Most weapons you can get like fire rate or reload speed or something for them, but none of those stats really do a whole lot for the Fireflies. Other than +1 drones. There's a bunch of XP over here that I should try and grab before we run out of time. I guess I will.
Sure, why not?
Oh, a bunch over here too.
Shoot it in the face.
No. It's all lasting weapons. I guess it does help the turret as well. Whatever. I guess we will take a legendary and then hope I get enough reload speed that it's still okay for the cryo drone.
Go to hell.
Stage 4 is done. Onwards to stage 5 we go.
Big fire rate, I guess.
Legendary. It's my lucky day.
It would be so much better if we could have gotten some mining for it. This is almost half of my nitra, but it's kind of tempting. I guess I'll hold a bit in case we find some plus drones here.
More options.
Luck, definitely. Don't want any of those. No.
Gonna roll the dice on this one.
Big reloads. I guess we will since I have so much gold.
How can I not?
No.
Next.
Not really.
Surely next time will be better.
Paint job to help us get
The
overclocks
gorgeous
there.
gun for a gorgeous dwarf.
More HP for the
Next.
tankiness. And I think that's probably the last reroll here. And we'll probably save a damage for the main weapon here. Bit of
I can't
XP.
get enough of this rare stuff.
This is the big one, miner. Find and destroy the cocoons and take out that dreadnought. exemplary work. You've achieved your objective in a record time. Glide active. Locate the LZ and prep it for landing.
Bring it, backers!
We got a launch. Supplies inbound.
Nice shot!
Nitro powder, we don't really have anything to go with that. Up to 25% dodge. Let's see what else there is. Energy bars, that will make me a lot squishier, minus 114 HP. I guess it's fine if we keep scaling that, and it's pretty good damage.
Hell yeah!
Big HP there, paint job. I could probably use that now that we have the energy bars.
Pretty sweet. Stay for Oh yeah! The time is up, Creep! Red sugar! Bring the pain! My fear! What is this abomination?
Potency, crit chance. I'll take a level here in case we get some of the reload speed artifacts.
I needed that. Hello and good morning.
Alright, we have to stay very close for the optimal cryo drone damage. But they are pretty good at freezing.
Bring it, backers!
Potency, I guess. Oh yeah, it seems like you can actually get resources off of the spikes that they spawn now, if you're not hard capped on these scanners yet. Noticed that during one of the other runs, at least for the Nitro scanner anyways.
Got it right between the eye!
Dreadnought wiped out. Good work, team. Objective completed. All tasks complete. Stay
Decent
defensive.
drone damage. I'll take a legendary level. Still need the unstable for that. Yeah, there was one gold there from one of the rocks we dropped earlier.
Gotta move on, miner. The drop pod will head out momentarily.
Potency gets an overclock, sure. We'll go with the +1 drones here. Might have to take some damage here,
Stage 6 is next. Keep it
but we have a bit of extra armor at least. Big XP, not sure on
This
that.
is a rare treat.
I guess I'll go for it.
Legendary
Cryo damage.
How can I? What else we got?
Reload would finish that, but we could also get a big legendary for the cryo drone. I think I will take a cheap potency here. And then we have so many rerolls, I think I'm not going to do that since we're going to be missing one item from the shop for quite a while.
Nothing for me here.
Luck,
Let's try
definitely.
again.
Crits,
This'll do.
fine.
Let me try again.
Bit more mining,
Legendary
reloads,
upgrade. Let's shake it up.
drone damage, and then a bit of HP.
Survivor.
I don't think I'm going to save any of those.
There's beasties to shoot and work to be done. Get to it, miner.
The 5-leaf clover artifact would actually be kind of insane here when we're re-rolling so much in the shop for the extra luck.
Loot bug looted.
Big swarm detected. Document, get ready.
Let's show them some pain.
We have a supply pod prep for you. We need the LZ clear.
Shoot it in our face.
Prepare for impact. The swarm is heading your way.
Oh, there we go!
I'm having an epic vision.
That'll make it a lot easier to hit +1 drone upgrades in the shop. Drone damage is fine.
Loot bug hot.
Big swarm detected. Document, get ready.
Loot bug eliminated.
Exemplary work. You've achieved
One of the things is I can't even hit detonators with my main weapon without getting in range of them.
Here, have a bullet in the fight.
And I think with the clover artifact we definitely try and squeeze out all of the gold I can.
I needed that. Let's show them some pain. Go back to hell.
Drone damage.
My scanner is overloading, miner. Get a move on.
Bring it, Becker.
They're getting worse, miner. You need to move.
Alright, we should probably try and get kind of close back to that magnet so I don't miss out on that at the end.
You ugly son of a
All tasks complete. Stage finished. The drop pod is prepped and ready. Get on it before it leaves.
I'll take some more potency for the cryo, I think. Pretty fun, instantly freezing everything. Potency for the firefly. Yeah, I think if they're close enough. And then we can get +3 drones for that. Or I could see if that works with the mining, but I think going from 4 to 7 is just such a massive increase. Pretty hard to pass that up.
Gotta move on, miner. The drop pod will head out momentarily. We're going deeper. Stage 7 is next.
Paint job to help catch that up a bit. HP definitely, those are fine. More potency for cryo, sure. Big paint job to catch that up. I think we'll probably just go triple here. I'm doing okay on mining with a big increase to that now, I think. Useful global stuff. That's very wasteful, no. I'm gonna save a bit, just in case there's anything I really want here. No. HP, drone damage, one more reroll, luck, and some crit stats. I can actually get some HP and crit chance together.
Work to be done.
It would be good if I can always take at least one hit from the boss in case I mess up, since we have to be so close for the cryo drones. They actually do seem pretty solid now with the +2 and the +3. So I guess you really just need some overclocks to get some nice mining there.
Big swarm detected. Lock up and get ready. The scanner just lit up like a Christmas tree. We got a swarming coming. Just lit up like a Christmas tree. We got a swarming coming.
You shouldn't need precious minerals. It would get down.
Okay, we got the multi-tool, some extra tags for that, and we actually get reload speed scaling with this and disposable tech, so I'm fine with that.
Why not?
Big reloads. I mean, I guess I will, but the cryo drone.
No way. A legendary.
Go for the big fire rate there, so that's actually gotten quite a few legendaries towards the end, even though it's not the most useful weapon for the builds. But if we got mining there, it would have been insane.
Objective completed.
That will teach you. Go to hell. Vaporize. Beat your maker, Craig.
I can't even avoid killing them now, and we got a purple crate.
Get moving. It won't hang around.
Drone damage here, I think. Big drone damage, yup.
Lock it in. I needed that.
Get yourself onto that drop pod. It's about to head out.
So 92 Nitra, that would finish it off perfectly. I think I'm fine with that. And then... Oh, I actually forgot it had that. There's actually 2 different tether effects available to this, and I haven't actually seen this one available on it in quite a while. This one only works on these drones. If I had the one that sent electricity to all of your drones, I think I would take that, since we have quite a few on those 2. But I think we'll just take the +3 here. That'll double the number.
This one almost makes it too easy.
Global damage.
Gonna roll the dice on this one.
+1 for the electrical, I guess that's fine.
Gotta have that legend show me more.
Bit of movement, drone reloads, mining. I think I will take a paint job to try and get all the overclocks for that. Armor's nice. Drone reloads.
Next.
I don't think so.
Next.
Don't think so.
I want another go.
We can lock a Firefly +1. And then I guess, since I'm leaving now anyways.
It was gonna be.
You know the drill, miner. Fulfill your objectives. Let's get out of here.
Mission control, you surly bugger. This one's for you.
Heading your way, load up.
Reload, sure.
I'm gonna be the best survivor.
Has the uptime on that now. 4.35 versus 5. Probably close to 90%.
Loot bug looted. That will teach you. One down.
Big swarm detected. Buggerman, get ready.
Swallow this. The time is not free.
Too much crap to send in the supply pod. Clear out the LZ, please.
This one's for Carl.
Swarm detected. Get ready. They'll be with you
Son of
shortly.
a bitch.
Supply pod
Shoot it
imminent.
in the face.
Potency's okay.
Yes, please.
Pickled Nitra, or Pretzel for some tankiness. I think we can just do this and not really stack a ton of Nitra.
Wee, not too shabby. Your history. Sorry, but your own fault for being full of good.
I do have a decent amount of movement speed from all the gold I've gotten as well.
You ugly son of a bitch! Boom, baby!
Objective completed.
Let's clear them out! That's all you got, you slippery shit!
Well done. Objective completed. Drop pod has arrived. Get
Drone
there now.
damage, sure.
We'll leave without you.
Right.
We can get Nitra or armor. I think Nitra is the most limited resource for me. Although it also does make me run back to the escape pod very slowly.
The drop pod is about to leave. Get your ass moving, miner. Good work,
Grab our +1 armor, see what else we got. Reload. I'm honestly fine with it on the cryo drone, but I also don't have that much left. Let's do a few rerolls first. That'll up the rarity a bit as well. +1 for the cryo. Okay, good thing I saved some. Those are decent. I don't really care too much about these. Armor. Maybe one more. Nothing great here. We'll just move on.
You know the drill, miner. Fulfill your objectives. Let's get out of here.
I'm wondering if fighting bugs and moving dirt is the best way to make a living.
Big swarm detected. Log 'em and get ready. Supplies ready. Clean up the LZ.
Paint job to help finish that off. We would need one more level afterwards. Probably fine here. Pretzel. If we had gotten those earlier, they would have been really good, but there's only one more shop left, and I kind of want that for the tanky build.
The swarm is heading your way. Load up. The swarm is heading your way. Load up.
Man, they're dying so fast now. Can't get any golds. Big damage for the cryo. We can probably do better with that. And worst case, I can just hold it for the pickled nitra anyways. Take some drone damage here. Aw man, right at the end. RIP. If I hadn't taken the nitra, I would probably have enough movement speed to go over there and still get away. But I just don't think I do now.
That elite never stood a chance. I will see to it there is a beer on the house when you make it back. If you make it back.
One for the electric. May as well. See what else we got. One for the cryo, absolutely. I think it's too late to really get greedy stuff like that. Another one for the cryo, nice. +3 right at the end, bringing us up to 12 drones on the BUZZSAW. But we are completely out of nitra now, just a few gold upgrades. I guess that does help me a little bit with the boss, since we need to perfectly avoid his hits while moving very close for the cryo. That's all junk to me. I guess those are fine, and one more reroll. Some decent crits, and a bit of reloads. How's the pay to win looking with all of that now? 44, so that would be a bit over 100%. And the gold tips would still be pretty high value with the 2 scanners here. Should be able to get up to like maybe half of the hard cap on that if I mine everything out, I think. Oh my god, they're just popping when the cryodrone explosion goes off. Probably global damage here.
Supply pod prepped. Clear out the landing zone and triangulate your position so it can land.
Did we get anything that goes with that? The multi-tool. The turbo encabulator would still be fantastic, and so would gold tips. Let's do some rerolls then. This could hurt me if I don't hit anything since we have the pickled nitra, but okay. It paid off. Nice. Oh wait, no, it's up to 1250 gold. Yeah, we're not doing half of that, maybe like a third. Yeah, that actually has a pretty high cap. Let's see, there's 1 egg protecting the dreadnought still, so... Oh, no there is not. What? Oh, I guess that one must have spawned and we killed it, right? I guess that's fine. Some of my contracts might actually break him out over here, trying to get the golds. Okay, we're safe. I can get a little bit more. So we're up to 1237% for the boss fights. Energy bars, pay to win, pickled nitra, and gold tipped. Pretty big damage there. Let's see how much what? Oh, he saw how strong I am and he just gave up. Of course. Man, I really wanted to see the close range detonation with all the cryodrones there. Unlucky. Man, it really feels like the bosses just do that a lot now. Are they okay? Do we need to get like some bug therapy so we can actually have some boss fights now?
Gotta move on, Miner. The prop pod will head out momentarily.
So final stats, 1248% global damage, 531 HP, even with the energy bars reducing that quite a bit. 103% reload, 146 and 263 crit stats. 89% mining speed, 109 luck, plus the 5-leaf clover giving a bunch whenever we were re-rolling in the shop. 45 stacks of that, so that would be like 100 and then 12.5 I think, so 112.5. 2 gold scanners fairly early on, allowing us to get a lot more tank stats, plus the ration pack. Multi-tool, some nice reload speed. Pretty big global damage, but I have definitely had much higher. Pretzel for some extra tank stats. We got a nice +4 drones for that, pretty high up there. Would have rather had something other than the disposable tech, but if we were able to get into close range and detonate them all on one enemy, they just absolutely evaporated, which is kind of cool. And we did bring that back up to almost 90%, so it wasn't too bad. Firefly, we got the +2 and the 100% buffed mining damage. Started off a little bit weak, but I think with the +2 and +3 it actually became quite good later on. Would have rather had the Viper drone so that we could get a lot more drones, but you actually can still get that, I just haven't seen that in quite a while. So we actually did end up with a fair amount at 8 drones, getting another 2 over there. Cryo grenades, not the greatest, but it did at least fit our main weapon and gave us some extra tags for the multi-tool, so not completely awful.
I'm reading green across the board, Miner. It's time to head home.
$100 million on the plasma that I wasn't even scaling. Rip and pepperonis. Let's see, we had almost 2 million fire dots. Looks like a bit over 10 million electrical dots. Only 29 million cold. But you have to consider that the plasma turrets are hitting the entire time, and the cryo drone is only hitting enemies that are close to me, and it's almost one-shotting enemies that it does hit, so it doesn't really have that much uptime compared to that. Tank turrets plus plasma coating. But that's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.